What's up, team? Welcome back to our lab. It's your biggest fan, the real Casadero. And we've brought the ship up the transmission depth yet again to broadcast our pirate signal across the internet yet again, team. And in this broadcast, I'm going to see if I can lay out exactly what a sales funnel is real quick for you guys out there. If you have a business, you want to start a business, maybe this even applies to, I mean, if you're a business to like your business reaching out to other businesses, then you'd have a reverse sales funnel, kind of. And so let's see if we can lay this out real quick. So I'm just going to go here. So the idea with the sales funnel in the traditional, typical sense, let's just say you're a regular business and you sell cheeseburgers. Well, actually, a good example would be a business that sells. There's a business online called The Taste of Chicago. I'm going to bring it up real quick. I'm going to go Edge, The Taste of Chicago. And then this will do a web. Actually, I thought I was going to do a web search. Let's go back and see what happens when we go back. Oh, let's make another tab here. What we want to do is we want to search the web, man. What the heck? Oh, okay. Ask Copilot, think deeper, action, search in chat, explore the web. Yeah, that's what we want. We want this right here. All right, so the taste of Chicago, and let's try Malnati's. I think it's Malnati's. Yeah, this right here, Taste of Chicago, Malnati's, famous Chicago food gift delivery. Ship deep dish pizza, Lou Malnato's. Yeah, so this is the website. This is Lou Malnato's website. I ordered pizza here from one time, and I ended up on the Taste of Chicago mailing list. So I think so. If we go back here and go up here, maybe this is it. Yeah, so this website right here. So what happens is you're looking for pizza, and you find pizza somewhere. So this could be a search, or it could be a search, or maybe somebody showed you something on social media. But that but this one's gonna fall, I think, probably under word of mouth. All right, so word of mouth led to this right here, and that word of mouth most likely led to someone buying your product. So you've got your product or service. In this case, with our example, Lou Malnati's, we have a product and service, or the Taste of Chicago. Let's grab this. Let's grab an image, a copy of this, so we can just see what we're working with real quick. Let's grab this right there. Bam. And I don't know if you could see me doing that, but when we paste it here, you'll see it. So we got. All right. So you make the best product or service, and we'll put this on top. And so that's going to lead to people, word of mouth. Word of mouth is going to go out to social media, and then social media is going to lead back to your product or service, or somebody searching for your product or service, and then that leads to your product or service. But the idea is that you have multiple ways for people to see your product or service. So with the sales funnel, what you want to do is you want to take social media, and you want to put your product or service in as many social media places as possible, especially if you're a ubiquitous business that you offer something to everybody. And on those social media posts, what you want to do is you're trying to get everybody to a mailing list. And in the mailing list, all you're going to do is talk about your product and service, how it tastes, how it feels, how it smells, how they can make it, how to the ingredients, anything that you want to sell. You want to talk about anything related to your product or service, and it has to be useful every time, right? That's all you got to do is make it useful and beneficial. And then from there may be some strategy involved. For instance, if you're selling dinner food and it comes from far away, maybe you sell it on a certain, maybe you send your emails on a certain day to remind people like, hey, if you order now, you can get this by Friday. If you order now, you can get this by this holiday. If you order now, you can get this by Sunday dinner, stuff like that. And then in between those types of emails, you just right. This is how pizza sauce is made. This is how you can make this pizza sauce. This is how you can make this. This is how you can do that. And you don't have to send out a bunch of stuff. I think I get these emails probably once, twice a month, maybe something like that. And so I'm reminded whenever I think of pizza, whenever I think of deep dish pizza, I think of the time I ordered deep dish pizza from Lou Malnado's. And now I'm talking about them right now. So this is social media, which is word of mouth, which sends people back to that website. Now, for me, I don't get paid anything for this. I'm just talking about this thing because businesses out here should see this stuff. When you send these emails, well, we're not going to even go into that. So now you got the emails, and what happens is whenever you want, you just send the email. So you have all your customers out here. Or fans or whatever, and they are all interested, and you know they're interested because they either gave you their email address or they bought something from you. So one of the emails you might want to send your customers is like, hey, how did you like this thing? Is there any way we can make this better? Was there anything wrong? You ask them, and then give them an easy way to give you feedback. And so I would say, I don't know how to include that in this diagram right now. I wasn't thinking about that. But so after the sale, right? Or after you get their email address, you have a way to reach all of your customers out here. And then you can ask for feedback. And that feedback, when you ask, it could go to the same address, but then that address just goes to a different, it goes to an inbox, obviously. And then you take into account everything that they're saying, and you incorporate that into your business. And this could be done. It's not a full-time position, but you could pay somebody who's obsessed with your food. There's probably a fan out there, a customer who goes stark raving crazy for it. And then you have them develop, hey, I'll give you free food if you right, whatever it is, right? There's somebody out there who knows, who understands this stuff, who likes what the product is. And then what they do, and these guys are already doing it. They just run campaigns, and they think about all these different opportunities, and not necessarily opportunities for the business, but opportunities for the customer. What's going to make their life easier? Like, what's International Pizza Day? You bought pizza, so maybe you like pizza. You bought it from Chicago, so maybe you like Chicago. Hey, these events in Chicago, people eat these foods, right? It's fun, it's useful, and it's no pressure. Like, hey, we got this stuff over here if you want it. Maybe sometimes we ain't got it. We're about to sell out. Wait, we got 10 pies left before we get in a new batch. You can order all 10 for $100. Hey, we got some stuff that's going bad. We ordered too much. Hey, you can order this for whatever, right? And so you have all these people that you can send it out to, or you could just blast it out on social media. That's your thing too. But if social media changes the policies, or if they decide that they don't like pizza anymore, or they've gone whatever reason, you still have access to all your customers. That's what a sales funnel is. Now it's called a funnel because it does this thing like a funnel. And so at the top of funnel, you have the broadest crowd, and then at the bottom of the funnel, you have the people that are interested. And somebody called it, some call this printing money on demand. I don't like to think of people like that as like, is instant money getter things. Like, you just, okay, all right, I'm gonna go send an email, and I'll all these people, they're just gonna throw their money at me. I mean, that's, it could happen. I'm not, I don't know. I think you see what I'm saying. But the idea is that at the top of the funnel, you have as many different ways for people to see you as possible. So it could be search, it could be paid ad search, word of mouth, social media posts, paid ads. And I don't know anything else. You got billboards, right? One idea I had is QR code stickers. Or you just take these cool little QR code stickers and stick them on things, right? So this is all that's all marketing stuff, right? You get your name is in front of as many people as possible, but the idea is to get them into your funnel. So in this case, you want to get them to your social media, or you want to get their email address. It is just one of those, like your website, your social media, or your email address, or their email address. That's what you want them to do. And you want their email address always. Email address always. So even if they're coming to your website and you're selling a product or service, if you can come up with something that is beneficial to them, that accompanies whatever your product or service is, they may give you their email address for a free version of that thing. And then now you have their email address, and you just ever so often say, hey, what's up? We sell pizza, we sell whatever. And then now, out of all those, what you'll begin to see from a business side is that every time I send X amount of emails, X amount of customers come out the other side. So now you can make your business somewhat predictable. And I'm not like, again, I'm not, hey, we print money on demand and we can go out and do all this crazy stuff. But this gives any business the opportunity to hire the right people. So now you can move your business around. You can get people on board who are obsessed, develop processes and systems to keep those people employed or to move them up the socioeconomic ladder, whatever it is that you want to do with your business. But I think that's, for me, that's right. If you're gonna hire some, like, say for instance, you got a business and you hire someone at the lowest position, then when they come on, you want them to stay as long as possible. So if at some point, right, they're at that lowest position, they're earning twice as much as people working at other restaurants, fine. Okay. You don't have to pay low like everybody else, because these people, they're not, where are they going to go? They're going to go to another restaurant. And if you hire the right people, right, no matter what they're going through, you have the structure there to help them through it. And then, right, when you have a system like this, when you got a sales funnel, right, when you have your processes and everything in order, then you can allocate funds. And I'm not exactly sure how many businesses engage in this, but you can take the profits and then you can allocate those profits to other assets, and those will bring in income. So then when you have a slow time, the government says, oh, we want to shut everybody down. Everybody got to stay home. Whoever, the history books will tell the story. If we do it right. So that's not even, I don't even care about that. You shouldn't even care about that stuff either. What we should care about is offering our best, putting our best foot forward, and then holding others accountable, right? And not in the sense of, all right, I'm just going to pack up my stuff and go somewhere else. It's like, hey, this was wrong, or this could be better. And then let the response dictate what your action be. Hey, I bought this thing. I don't like it all that much. I think it offer improvement. I think it could be better. They may go, hey, understandable. Let me give you a full refund. Or, hey, understandable, right? Can I incorporate these changes and send you a new one? Or can I send you two of this one to account for what we lacked here while we make improvements? And then you improve, and now you've got yourself a customer that's going to come back again and again and again. Or you can say, you know what, whatever. And then they're going to go somewhere else. Now, you can't afford to do this for every customer, but you won't have to if your product is like top notch. And then some people you just don't listen to because they're crazy, right? You sell pizza, but they're like, hey, I want Subway sandwiches. And you're like, well, yeah, we thought about that. We'll consider it. It may be a thing, but maybe you're all traditional. You're like, no, we only do pizza. We got ovens in here. This is our thing. We're going to stick to the pizza niche. But we got a friend, you see? And then the friend, hey, on their mailing list. And now maybe you have some affiliate program going on. Now that takes a little setting up to do, I suppose. Maybe there's some small SaaS companies out here doing this type of thing, but this is just to, right, to help those out there who maybe don't think like me, or maybe you do think like me and you thought, oh well, that's impossible. Anything's possible. Everybody, there's so many people out here making money so many different kinds of ways. And then there's, right, this is typically seen in the late night infomercial marketing type of niche or whatever. But it's, if you look close enough, you'll see it's kind of everywhere. But it can be done in a better, I don't know, right? It's, if you have a product or service that you love, and I apologize for saying I don't know, because I do know. If you have a product or service that you love because it's yours, and you have gotten it to the place where this is the best, people should have this, then this is what you do. You deliberately do this with authenticity that a big corporation couldn't do, because you got something different. You got a, even if you're regional, right, you can make it whatever you want it to be. But I'm saying, like, this is what a sales funnel is. And yeah, team, thanks for hanging out with me here. I'm your biggest fan. Hopefully this helps you out. For those of you who don't have businesses, this is something that businesses can use. This is software that businesses can use. So there's opportunity out here for coders, creators, artists, entrepreneurs, everybody, right? You just got to open up your mind, and you'll begin to see this stuff in how you can be of service and of benefit to businesses out there. And then there's also opportunities for, you may not be able to do this, but there's somebody who can do this. And so maybe there's an opportunity there. You're like, hey, I know this company, they can, or I know this person, and they know how to set up these funnels. You should see what they have to say. All right, team, if you want more insights, ideas on stuff like this, check out f0110w.com. I've been going back and forth on what I'm going to do with this site, what it's going to be. And I don't know why it's not. There we go. Going to the, so it takes, see, that's another issue. It takes a little while to load, but f0110w.com. I got an email list here. I've got a membership program here, and there's nobody in this society. So if you join up, you're probably going to be the only one, but inside of there, you can ask me questions directly, right? You want to know my bona fides, whatever, you know what I'm saying? You can sign up, and I'm right there. You can be like, hey, I want a refund. Okay, cool. I'll send you a refund. No big deal. All right. Right now, I don't have a refund policy, so there's no hey, I'm here to help whoever wants to be helped, and if my service isn't good enough and you want to go somewhere else, then hey, right. That's the whole point of all of this. And I'm just doing it natural. I thought about doing it all kinds of different ways, but I've spent a very long time learning this stuff, and I've worked in a bunch of different places, and I know technology fairly well. And everything that I'm talking about, I've experienced, right? I was in sales. I sold cars for 2 years. I've been in technology, cybersecurity. I've written software. I built my own funnels. But then I've never been a salesman. I know how, I understand the psychology of it, but you got to have a good product or service. And then I'm a tinkerer, like I'm a technologist. I like to mess around with stuff, and not for the sake of just making money. I like to mess around with stuff. I like technology. It's always been my thing. So I don't have any like concrete, get in here and get in my programs and do all this stuff, but maybe I'll set those up at some point. But at any rate, hopefully this helps you, team. From this guy here in this little studio, I will see you in the next broadcast. Peace.